This section right here, I think this is where I started, and it's real nice. There's about 6 or 7 inches there of real nice stitching. Then it gets a little wonkier. Y'all, I am so sweaty and so tired. Literally still like shaking slightly from carrying all of this stuff upstairs. Why am I so weak? So it's a little odd for me to be starting this video right now because I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna finish it or continue on it for a pretty long time, but I got in the mood to leave my hermitage. So I went out thrifting today. Backstory. I've been wanting to make some like circle skirts and A-line style skirts for a while now. Basically because I want some to wear. I love that style. I love like the waist-high full skirt look from like the 1940s and 50s. And they're just not honestly that easy to find unless you're maybe doing like vintage shopping or places that do like vintage inspired clothing, which is kind of just above my budget right now. So I decided I just want to make some myself because circle skirts, A-line skirts, skirts in general are not super hard to sew. And it has been a hot second since I last sewed, especially any kind of garment. I do know how to sew. I used to do a lot more of it because I was a costume designer for a very brief period of my life. I think the last time I sewed like a garment, I think it was probably in college. That was 6 years ago. Everything I've made before has been a costume. I don't think I've ever made myself an article of clothing that I then wore in my normal life. So this project has been on my list for a while, but I realized that I don't really have any fabric that I could use. I do have a fabric stash, but it's the fabric stash of an embroidery artist. So it's a lot of small pieces of fabric. I think the only larger pieces of fabric that I have are white, cream, maybe black. So I got the idea from another YouTuber, Rachel Maxey, who does a lot of vintage and cosplay, and she often uses recycled materials. She uses bed sheets and tablecloths and curtains that she finds at thrift stores a lot. And so I thought, hey, what a great way to get some cheap fabric to try this for the first time, because I don't really want to go buy a fabric that I absolutely love from the store and spend some money on it and then make a circle skirt for the first time, sew for the first time in 6 years, and just fail at it. I'm totally okay with failing at it, I just don't want to waste good fabric. All that to say, I went thrifting and I got some stuff. So I started out at a Goodwill store and I went on a hunt for their like bedsheet area. They had quite a bit. Got this. It's not the nicest of fabric. It doesn't feel like the nicest of fabrics. I guess it's 100% microfiber. I don't know what that means, let's be real. I love when like official things like this have spelling errors on them. Under penalty of law, this tag, hot to be removed, expect by the consumer. Next thing I got at the same Goodwill is this tablecloth. I was actually really excited to find this because I'm kind of obsessed with like the blue floral on white look. Anything that is like, this is more like a paisley kind of, but like anything that's like a blue on white. Do you want to just climb? Okay. Oh, he's gonna, oh. He's just, okay, that's so unhelpful, but you're also so precious. And then I went to the Goodwill outlets where everything is just like in blue bins, and I personally feel very, very stressed out when I go there. Was literally gonna leave and not even go dig through all these bins because it kind of makes me uncomfortable. But I forced myself to walk around a little bit and look, and I'm so glad I did because look at what I found for $2.50 each. So like all of this fabric, less than $10. All of it! Not even kidding. This is so much fabric. It is fairly dirty. I am going to wash it very well. Most of it is curtains, but I did also find this, which is legitimately just like a chunk of fabric. So this is fabric that I'm gonna wash and clean and then save and try to use this when I slightly know what I'm doing, because I actually really like this fabric. I think it's really nice. so I don't wanna ruin it. And then the rest, I pulled out all of these. I'm pretty sure there's 4. Yeah, there's 4. These are curtains. I'm excited about this, particularly because all 4 of these curtains together make a lot of material. And again, I got each one, which is like a single one. It's pretty darn big. Got each one for $2.50. Very excited about all of this fabric. Just wanted to share with you today while it was fresh in my mind. I will be back in anywhere from 1 to 60 days to follow up on this project. Okay, bye. I forgot there was a candle in there. Well, it has been a while. Last time I was sweating coming up the stairs, and now it's fire weather. Okay, who am I kidding? It's not really fire weather. I mean, it's fire weather until like 10 a.m., maybe 11 a.m. And after that, it's absolutely lovely again, so no complaints here. So I've gotten a lot of projects done while procrastinating on this one. Hi! You know what I'm probably realizing? Well, I'm not probably realizing it, I am realizing it. This fireplace, even when it's off, because it's gas, has like a perpetual drone to it. Or I guess a perpetual like light wind sound. And that is probably getting massively picked up by this mic. So now is the moment when I try to decide if I'm gonna move. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna move. Give me a second. Okay, still forgot there's a candle in there. Hello. So, as I was saying, so I've kind of narrowed it down because I didn't really have a solid plan of what I was gonna do with which fabrics. And I always go too big. I'm like, how about I make 50 skirts? Perfect. So with this one, I wanna try making a full circle skirt, which is like the 360 degrees. And then I also wanna try making a double circle skirt, which has 2 full 360 degrees put together, 720 degrees. Basically, I want to repeat the process on this one just to kind of solidify it in my brain, to try it on a significantly different fabric. This is much thicker, a little sturdier. Experiment again with pockets with different zippers. I think I got regular zippers for the purple one because I don't really care, or regular zipper because I only bought one. And this one I'm pretty sure I got an invisible zipper, so it'll be good practice putting in invisible zippers. Here's the deal with zippers. They kind of unnecessarily terrify me. Like, I fully recognize in my brain that putting them in isn't really that hard, and I actually fully understand how to put them in. I used to alter wedding dresses at a large wedding chain, the only bridal dress chain left, I think. I'll let you guess which one that is. I used to work in the alteration department, and I'm not the greatest seamstress, so I was really there more to do the fittings and everything, but in downtime, I would try to help sew, and a lot of what I would try to do is repair dresses from the floor that had something wrong with them so they could go back out on the floor, which is what they do there. And a lot of what was wrong with dresses is the zipper broke, and I would do everything else possible to avoid having to replace the zippers, even after like several people showed me how to do it. I think I ended up trying it a few times with like moderate success. Again, like I didn't even fail at it. I was okay at doing it, but they just scare me for some reason. Anyway, that's my zipper story. Let's see what I got in my bag. We can ignore all of these. This is for a future project. Come back for that. Can also ignore that. That is also for a future project. Did I do any shopping for my current project? That's the question right now. Candle, because oh, look. Such a smaller bag. Now we'll get into what I actually bought for this. First up, I got myself a new pair of sewing scissors because my lovely $7 ones are just getting so dull. So didn't really want to try to shred through fabric on those. One of these things because I don't know, I use these a lot when I did alterations to get like hems straight and everything, so I figured I should have one. I don't know. I do have pins, so I didn't have to get that. Went ahead and bought some more bobbins because I didn't feel like digging out the sewing machine yet to figure out how many bobbins I already had. So just buy more. I think these are the wrong kind though. I don't know. Got some sewing thread, and then I also bought some invisible zippers, and that is backup for the Beauty and the Beast piece. Okay, that's the end of that. You know, I'm sitting here thinking about my sewing machine and like everything that I need to sew, but that is not the first step of this process. The first step is going to be cutting some crap out, so I don't know why I'm like obsessing over the sewing supplies. No more delays! Gotta get to some cutting. So, first up is gonna be the 360 skirt. I do have a formula for this. It's easy to find, but I'll put it right here. I am going to lay out my fabric and do some measuring and probably vacuum the carpet first because I think I'm gonna have to lay it out on the carpet, and you know that's covered in dog fur. Let's give this a go, shall we? There is no better time than the present. Except maybe the future. Do you have a beef with the vacuum? That's not helpful. What? Why? Yeah. Calculator, come to me. Hey, what is that? 34 divided by 3.14 is 10.8. Then you divide that by 2 for a 360 skirt. 5.4. I have 4 layers of fabric on the fold. That's what I've got. So we have the double fold there, and then the 2 folded fabrics there. We measure 5.4. I'm just gonna do 5.5 to be, you know, safe and lazy. We measure and mark in a circle, or a semicircle, I guess. Sir. Boop, boop, boop. Can we go behind me? Yeah. What? Puppy, why? So now I should be able to just cut that out. That only took me 20 minutes because of all your fluffiness. Oh, these scissors are nice. Okay, let's see what we got here. We have a circle skirt. I think we're good. 1 down. So since this is a sheet, and it already has this lovely section right here, I'm gonna use this as the waistband. I'm still gonna fold it in half and make the waistband like that, but since this material is so thin, I think that'll just help the waistband not be so like flexible and see-through and way too thin. So that will be the waistband. Okay, so I have it all cut out my waistband. I sliced the whole skirt down one side because you have to open the skirt in order to put a zipper in. And then I have pinned the waistband onto the top. I think that's as far as I can go without, you know, getting out the sewing machine. So. You know what, someday I will have space to leave this out all the time. But until that day, can you understand why I've been avoiding this project? Are we plugged in? Are we good to go? We are. What direction do you spin? I bet it's wrong. I got it right on the first try. My pins are facing in the worst possible direction right now. We're gonna start having threads all around the house, not just embroidery floss. Sewing thread too. Tia-dia! It's clean, it's nice, I think it's gonna look good. New plan. I think I'm gonna turn this into a wrap skirt. Hello? Hi. Okay, I have eaten, though not much, and done a bunch of other work. So, in retrospect, I think it was fairly obvious that if it took an entire top sheet to get the single circle for the skirt cut out, then it was gonna take the entire bottom sheet to get a second one cut out. 720, not gonna happen with this fabric. Basically, what I'm gonna do now is turn this into a wrap skirt. Yay, avoiding zippers. That means, one, I'm gonna have to go back to the store because I don't have any form of like snaps or hooks and eyes or buttons. I'm gonna need something to close this. But for now, I took the second layer and put it on top of the first one. And then I pinned all down the sides and around the entire bottom, which took a while because it's big. Basically, the plan is I'm going to stitch the entire thing together on the sides and on the bottom so that we have smooth edges all the way around. The benefit of this is that I don't have to hem both layers separately at the bottom, and that when you fold back the skirt, because since it's wrap, it can kind of fold open if it wants to, you won't see any of the hem on the back side. So my next step is to sew down the sides of the skirt and then all the way around the bottom, up the other side, and then I'll be able to turn the skirt right side out and have those nice clean edges. Fold over the waistband, top stitch it back down over both the layers, and then basically it's done. I just need to finish off the end of the waistband so that it has clean edges as well, and then add whatever little attachments I'm adding so that I can close the skirt. I'm kind of thinking I might put, I'm not sure I have interfacing, so I might just put like felt in the waistband to make it a little bit stiffer, just because since it's a wrap skirt, I don't want that to pull on the fabric and make it sort of like pucker around here because it's going sort of off of one point rather than like a zipper up the side, if that makes any sense. I don't know if I'm explaining that well, but I feel like I might need to put just some sort of material to stiffen the waistband and give it a little more strength. I'm not sure yet. We'll see about that. It's done. Not too bad if I say so myself. It does still need the closures. I'm gonna get a snap and then one of the, like the flat hooks and eyes and hand sew that onto here to close it. But other than that, it's finished, and y'all, it is by all means not perfect, but I think a helpful thing to remember when you're making your own clothes, especially at the beginning, is that store-bought clothes aren't perfect either. $300 bridesmaids dresses still have uneven hems, and if you look closely at the stitching, sometimes it's still like hella crazy. If store-bought clothes aren't perfect, then who really cares if your stitching is a little wobbly on something that you made yourself? I'm really pleased with this, honestly, because I kind of thought this was gonna be a it was fun to make, it was good practice, I'll put it on and take some pictures, but I probably won't wear it again. And at this point, I'm thinking like, no, I will totally wear this. I'm excited about this. This is a good first try. This is literally the first time that I've made myself a garment with the intention to wear it not on a stage. My top stitching, I almost considered doing this by hand because I know hand stitching, I'm good at hand stitching, and I'm used to things taking a really long time. So like, why not take the time and just hand backstitch this all the way down, which let me tell you, if I did that, it would be like absolute perfection. But that also would not give me any experience with top stitching. And it's still kind of a mess. Luckily, it's more of a mess on the inside than it is on the outside. The outside actually isn't that bad at all. So now that that is done, I'll finish it up with the closures tomorrow. I just wanted to do a final update tonight because I am still making that second skirt. I'm gonna try to get it cut out tonight, maybe pinned together even. I'm gonna do it the 720. I realized that the tablecloth is actually really big. So if I did a single 360 skirt, it wouldn't use a lot of it. The shortest part is 23 inches and the longest part is 30 inches. So I'm gonna try cutting a diagonal rather than a perfectly round circle there, so I get kind of an oval out of it in the end. And then if I don't like it, it's really easy for me to lay it out and go back and cut it off to the perfect circle all the way around. But if I cut it to the perfect circle and it's too short, then like, I really wanna try to put pockets on the inside, or at least a pocket on the right side, because the zipper is going to be on the left. I want to do a zipper this time, no wrapping around, must do a zipper, because that also means I have to specifically fit it to myself. Like, by making this a wrap skirt, I don't have to worry about fitting. I'm wrapping it wherever it falls, and then all I have to worry about is putting the closures there, like sewing a snap-on. My measurements were quite a bit off. My original waist measurement was 32 plus 2 inches for seam allowance, and yet somehow I've got like 6 extra inches in the waist. So I'm gonna have to go back over my equation and make sure I'm doing it right for this one. I'm looking forward to trying them on, so I will update tomorrow morning with wherever we are. I'll finish them up tomorrow. Let's do it. So there's only one thing that remains to finish this skirt. The dreaded zipper. Again, I don't think it's that hard. I don't know why I'm so paranoid about it. Do not be afraid, just do it. All right, so we have one side of the zipper. I gotta stop doing that. One side of the zipper is on here. You sew it down to the right side of the fabric, and then it folds under. An invisible zipper is only as invisible as you sew it. It's rolling. It's rolling. Did I get close to the edge? I hella did. Do you know what I also did? I sewed the whole thing too high up. So there's just a little bit more hand sewing I need to do on the zipper closure, just at the bottom, to make sure it's fully attached. And then I need to clean up the underside up here, trim off extra fabric and tack it down. But other than that, it's done. I didn't realize quite how big of a waistband I was making on this, so now it's like super high-waisted, and I think that's what made it almost too small because my ribs stick out, family trait. So it's having to actually start to go over my rib line, which made it a little tighter than I had originally planned. But ultimately, I got it closed. It's actually pretty comfy. I love the way it feels, and oh my goodness, there's so much material. Like, The swish is incredible. Do you want to swish too? Okay, I'm done. As you can see, as you have already seen. I am so pleased with this. I don't really want to put this away now. Like, I want to make something else. I definitely can't. I start a new job on Monday, so I don't have time to do anything else. That's why I was getting this done. I'm really happy with the variety that I got here. I was hoping to be able to make 2 skirts that were significantly different from each other while still both being circle skirts, and I actually achieved that much better than I expected because we have a 360 skirt and a 720 skirt. And then this one has a much wider waistband, this one has a thinner one that I did the interfacing in, this one is double layer, this one is single layer, straight hem, curvy hem, this one has a pocket, that one doesn't, this one is wrap, this one is a zipper. Like, basically I got a lot of different skills, I guess, or different techniques out of just making 2 skirts. So ultimately, what I would leave with you if you would like to make your own circle skirt is, number 1, it's not that hard, so go for it. Find yourself some cheap fabric if you are concerned that maybe it won't go so well, and then maybe it'll go better than you expected. Exhibit A. Number 2, I would say do the waist measurement divided by 3.14 and then take into account how many circles you're doing. I would say don't add that 2 inches of seam allowance unless you want a wrap skirt, in which case that worked out real well. Okay, I gotta wrap it up. I know that I have so much footage for this video and it's going to be so hard to cut it down to a watchable length. I hope you enjoyed following along. Subscribe if you want to. Don't if you don't want to. And I will see you again soon for another video. So thank you so much for watching.